So AI, artificial intelligence, can be very exciting and also very scary. But when it comes to video games, I think it's going to be amazing. But I don't want, any creators or developers or whatever to lose their jobs.
They took your job!
They took your job!
Yeah.
Took your job!
That's concerning for workers, the people that do all the creating. So like AI could come in and take their jobs.
They took our job!
So, that's a concern. But it can make games super cool. But AI can be really bad if it falls in the wrong hands also, especially when it comes to like government. Anyways, this is called NVIDIA's Jensen Huang announces mind-blowing AI. Let's check it out.
Ray tracing, simulating the characteristics of light and materials.
I've heard about ray
The
tracing.
ultimate accelerated computing challenge. 6 years ago, we demonstrated for the very first time rendering this scene in less than few hours. Let's take a look at the difference in just 5 years. Roll it. This is running on CUDA GPUs 6 years ago.
Looks
rendering
like shit.
This beautiful image that would have otherwise taken a couple of hours on a CPU. So this was a giant breakthrough already. Enormous speed up running on accelerated computing. And then we invented the RTX GPU. Run it, please. Today we're announcing NVIDIA ACE Avatar Cloud Engine that is designed for animating to bringing a digital avatar to life. It has several characteristics, several capabilities. Speech recognition, text-to-speech, natural language understanding, basically a large language model, and using the sound that you will be generating with your voice, animate the face. And using the sound and the expression that you're saying, animate your gestures. All of this is completely trained by AI. It is completely rendered with ray tracing. This is the new computer industry. Software is no longer programmed just by computer engineers. Software is programmed by computer engineers working with AI supercomputers.
All right, so
These
maybe they
AI
won't lose their
supercomputers
jobs.
Are a new type of factory. It is very logical that a car industry has factories. They build things that you can see, cars. It is very logical that computer industry has computer factories. You build things that you can see, computers. In the
I thought
future,
that was a mole on his face, but it's the microphone.
every single major company
when
will
it's on
also
a different angle.
have AI factories. And you will build and produce your company's intelligence. Alex Krashevsky and Sutskever and Ilya Sutskever and Jeff Hinton, they discovered the continuous scaling of artificial intelligence and deep learning networks and came up with the ChatGPT breakthrough. And the breakthrough, of course, is very, very, very clear, and I'm sure that everybody here has already tried ChatGPT. But the important thing is this. We now have a software capability to learn the structure of almost any information. Anything that has structure, we can learn that language. And then the next breakthrough came, generative AI. Once you can learn the language of certain information, then with control and guidance from another source of information that we call prompts, we can now guide the AI to generate information of all kinds. We can generate text to text, text to image, but the important thing is this: information transformed to other information is now possible. Text to
wild.
proteins, text to chemicals, images to 3D, video to video. So many different types of information can now be transformed. 1964, the year after I was born, was a very good year for technology. IBM, of course, launched the System 360, and AT&T demonstrated to the world their first picture phone. Encoded, compressed, streamed over copper telephone wires and twisted pair, and on the other end, decoded. Picture phone, little tiny screen, black and white. To this day, this very experience is largely the same. Of course, at much, much higher volumes. For all of the reasons we all know well, video calls is now one of the most important things we do. Everybody does it.
FaceTime.
About 65% of the internet's traffic is now video. And yet, the way it's done is fundamentally still the same. Compress it on the device, stream it, and decompress it on the other end. Nothing changed in 60 years.
It just improved.
We treat communications like it goes down a dumb pipe. The question is, what would happen if we applied generative AI to that? Let's take a look.
The future of wireless and video communications will be 3D, generated by AI. Let's take a look at how NVIDIA Maxine 3D, running on the NVIDIA Grace Hopper superchip, can enable 3D video conferencing on any device without specialized
That's
software.
what the new
or hardware.
iVision does with the new
Starting with a
goggles
standard
coming
2D
out.
camera sensor that's in most cell phones, laptops, and webcams, and tapping into the processing power of Grace Hopper, Maxine 3D converts these 2D videos to 3D using cloud services. This brings a new dimension to video conferencing with Maxine 3D visualization, creating an enhanced sense of depth and presence.
So
can
it's you, but
dynamically
it's
adjust
not
the
you.
camera to see every angle in motion. Engage with others more directly with
Which is
enhanced
wild.
eye contact. And personalize your experience with animated avatars, stylizing them with simple text prompts. With Maxine's language capabilities, your avatar can speak in other languages, even ones you don't know.
Kinda weird.
NVIDIA 正在使用生成式
cool.
AI 来发明新的交流方式。NVIDIA は SaaS系 AI を用いてコミュニケーション技術に革命をもたらします。
NVIDIA Maxine 3D, together with Grace Hopper, bring immersive 3D video conferencing to anyone with a mobile device, revolutionizing the way we connect, communicate, and collaborate.
Now let me talk to you about the next phase of AI. Let me give you just a simple example. In the future, you would say to your robot, I would like you to do something, and the robot will understand your words, and it would generate animation. Remember, I said earlier, you can go from text to text. You can go from text to image. You can go from text to music.
Video.
Why can't you go from text to animation? And so, of course, in the future, robotics will be highly revolutionized by the technology we already have in front of us. However, how does this robot know that the motion that it is generating is grounded in reality? It is grounded
GPT?
in physics. You need a software system that understands the laws of physics. Now, you've actually seen this already with ChatGPT. Whereas AI, NVIDIA AI, would use NVIDIA Omniverse as in a reinforcement learning loop to ground itself. You have seen ChatGPT do this using reinforcement learning human feedback. Using humans' feedback, ChatGPT was able to be developed by grounding it to humans and align it with our principles. Now, I'm going to show you very quickly Omniverse in the cloud.
Let's take a look at the Omniverse Cloud. So this is, just a web browser, and we're looking now into Omniverse Factory Explorer. It's running 10,000 kilometers away in our Santa Clara headquarters, and we're leveraging the power of our data center now to visualize this factory floor. We're using real factory data from Siemens and Autodesk Revit to take a look. It's a cloud application, so we can have multiple users collaborating.
Humans interacting with Omniverse. In the future, we'll even have a generative AI, and AI interact with him in Omniverse. We could, of course, imagine in the very beginning there was Jin. That could be a character. That could be one of the users of Omniverse interacting with you, answering questions, helping you. We can also use generative AI to help us create virtual worlds. So, for example, this is a bottle that's rendered in Omniverse. It could be placed in a whole bunch of different type of environments. It could render beautifully physically. You could place it just by giving it a prompt, by saying,
like
I would like
realistic,
to
dude.
put
What?
these bottles in a lifestyle photograph style backdrop of modern, warm farmhouse bathroom. Change the background. Everything is all integrated and rendered again. Okay, so generative AI will come together with Omniverse to assist the creation of virtual worlds. I'm going to show you now how we're going to use Omniverse and AI here in Taiwan. And we're going to use it for manufacturing. Manufacturing, as you know, is one of the largest industries in the world. We're going to use Omniverse to teach an AI. And then we're going to use Metropolis, our AI deployment, edge deployment system, to deploy the AI. Okay, run it.
Video games are gonna get crazy. We're in the Twilight Zone, everybody. We're in the Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone.
It's basically every factory in the future will be digital, of course, first. Every factory will be a robot. Inside the factories, there will be other robots that the factory is orchestrating.
Taking jobs.
We are also going to build robots that move themselves. So far, the robots that you saw are stationary. Now we're going to also have robots that move. Everything that moves in the future will have artificial intelligence and will have robotic capability. We built the entire robotic stack top to bottom, from the chip to the algorithms. We have state-of-the-art perception for multimodality sensors, state-of-the-art mapping, state-of-the-art localization and planning, and a cloud mapping system. Everything has been created. However you would like to use it, you can use pieces of it. It's open available for you, including all the cloud mapping systems. So this is Isaac AMR. It includes a chip called Orin. It goes into a computer, and it goes into the NVIDIA Nova Orin, which is a reference system, a blueprint for AMRs. This is the most advanced AMR in the world today. There are 3 industries right now as we speak that's putting enormous investments into the world. Number 1, of course, is chip industry. Number 2, electric battery industry. Number 3, electric vehicle industry. Trillions of dollars will be invested in the next several years. Trillions of dollars will be invested in the next several years. And they would all like to do it better, and they would like to do it in a modern way. For the very first time, we now give them a system, a platform, tools that allows them to do that. I want to thank all of you for your partnership over the years. Thank you.
They took our jobs. Oh, I'm both excited and kind of scared. It's gonna make gaming very fun to play. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of positives and possibly some negatives. I don't know what the negative parts will be. Like I said earlier, depends on what hands the technology lands. But I heard video games are going to use AI for NPC dialogue, where you can talk to them while you're playing the game. You can talk to an NPC, and they can just like AI generate a conversation, and you can just then talk back and forth, which will be interesting, especially for games like Skyrim or like Bethesda games. But yeah, they took our jobs. I don't know. I guess we'll find out in a few years. But for video games, I'm excited. Thanks for watching if you did. Peace out.